former WWE champion known as the Mountie, who was a friend of Chris Benoit's. Sir, from your perspective, what's going on here?
Dan, you know, to be honest with you, I was in the WWF for 10 years. I haven't followed the last 3-4 years, but I think it goes back further than lately. It's very incomprehensible that we don't understand what happened. When I got the news this morning in the gym, I couldn't believe it. He's such a nice guy, Chris Benoit. He was 10 years ago when I met him in the WCW for Ted Turner, and then in the WWF. I think a lot has to do with steroids and the guys that are being far from their home, and 25 days a month we were on the road and we didn't see our children and our families, and the only time we'd see them is when we'd fly them in to have them with us. And I don't know for a fact, I have no proof or nothing, I'm just saying that a lot of the guys try to get big for this business, you know, and they think by taking steroids it's the right of way, but to be honest with you, we're finding out in the last few years. I'm thinking of guys like Ravishing Rick Rude, Bam Bam Bigelow, the British Bulldog, Eddie Guerrero. I got some names written down here. The Road Warrior Hawk. Guys, all my friends that traveled with me when I was in the WWF, and they're all falling like flies. And I think that I'm trying to understand what could have went through his mind if what happened, what we heard about him taking his boy's life and his wife's life away. It had to be something that really lit him up, and I think that the cause of steroids does that to people. It just takes your temper, and you lose your mind. And I've seen guys do things to me in the backstage of in the arena sometimes, just come at me like they were crazy, and 5 minutes later come back at me and, sorry, Jacque, I didn't mean to do this to you. And I've seen it happen, Dan. And when you miss your family on the road so much, and the guys, well, they try to get big on steroids, and then they go take a few beers at the bar after. You mix alcohol and drugs and all that kind of stuff, then it's going to play with your head, you know, and your mind. And I just hope, for Lord's sake, I have a hard time understanding Chris Benoit. He's such a great athlete, such a great performer, such a great guy to be around. He reminds me of Owen Hart when he had his accident a few years ago when he fell down from the ceiling. And they're guys that come in the dressing room and cheer you up and always have a smile on their face. And I just can't imagine something like this happening. I just wish that... as a matter of fact, I'll give you a scoop real fast. A couple of weeks ago, the WWE called me back as the Mountie. They wanted me to go do another performance, and I refused because I have my own organization in Quebec now. It's family-orientated, where we don't have beer in the arena, we don't have sex, we don't have violence. I personally do conferences everywhere around the schools in Quebec. I've done 20 this year against the problematic with steroids, and I hope that the people are going to start taking this seriously and doing tests and exams and really getting down to it, because I've been around the boys that take it. I've seen the reactions, and I thank the Lord that my brother Raymond and I and a couple of guys like Ricky Martel and Iron Mike Sharp, a couple of guys that didn't take it, and you could tell the difference in the snapping of the attitude and the character, and I can't have any proof in what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Chris Benoit took some. I'm just saying that he hung around guys that did take him, and he had a hell of a big body for his size, and I just hope it's not the cause of what happened today. But I want to give my sympathies to the family, because he was a close friend in the years that I was traveling with him, and I find that you don't have to be a bum to be a wrestler. And that's the way it is in Quebec with my federation. And if you go see JacqueRougeau.com, you'll see everything about my federation. It's family orientated, and I offered this to Vince. As a matter of fact, Vince McMahon, a couple of weeks ago, I told him, if you want to open up a new league, a branch, a WWFF, the World Wrestling Family Federation, I'd be glad to introduce the world of wrestling to the 4-year-old kids and families that want to see entertainment. Because take my word, to be a wrestler, you got to be a great athlete. You got to be in great shape. You got to be a comedian. There's so many things to accomplish to become a wrestler, and I think that it could be done in the right way. Like, when I go back to years when Hulk first came in and said, take your vitamins and do your homework and be good in school. And I think we've gone a long ways far from that, and we need to get back to that. And kids, stay away from steroids. Take it from Jacque Rougeau. Stay away from steroids.
Jacque, let me ask you about the steroids, because wrestlers, like all athletes, train a lot. You spent many, many hours in the gym with Chris and all the other guys. Did you see any evidence of steroid usage?
No, and I don't have any proof of what I'm saying. I could only just say, when you see a guy 1 month and you see him 20 pounds heavier 2 months later than I've been working out since I was 13 years old. I'm 47 years old now. I'm still in pretty good shape, too.
Okay.
And I got to tell you...
Hey, Jacque, you know what? There's a press conference starting right now in Atlanta about what happened over the last couple of days.
Let's hear it. Let's listen to it.
We're going to go there. Thank you, sir. Thank you.